If you're wondering what the timeline is for when you're purchasing your home, from the time you initially start looking at homes all the way into the time you get the keys, this is a video for you. Hey, this is Ron with Keller Williams Elite with the Ron and Jill Group. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And we are posting a lot of content here weekly. Now, let's get to the show. Now, if you're in the beginning phases of looking for a home and you're wondering how far out you should start looking, how far out you should need to get a lender, or whatever the case is, here's some general things that I've seen with a lot of the clients that I've serviced over the years as a real estate agent. Now, the planning stage is when you're first getting started. This could take between 1 to 4 years, and that's all dependent on where you're at in life, what your finances are, and pretty much what kind of quality you're looking for in a house. The first one, figure out the quality of life. What kind of a home do you want to live in? What area do you want to live in? Figure out what you want in a house. Is there certain features? 1 story, 2 story, or whatever it is, what exactly do you want in the perfect ideal house for yourself? The next one, where do you want to live at? Do you want to live on the west side? Do you want to live on the east side? Do you want to live up in North Phoenix? Where exactly do you want to live at, all the way down to the subdivision that would be ideal for you? What are the important features with your ideal home? Do you want a home with a pool? Do you want a bigger lot? Do you want an RV garage? Pretty much this is the time to go ahead and look at what is your wish list all the way across the board. Another good thing is to get connected with your local real estate agent. This agent is going to tell you the ins and outs, and they can easily set you up on a monthly search of what homes came on the market, what homes are recently closed. So that way you can gauge what kind of a price point you're looking at for the type of home you eventually want to move into. Also, during this beginning phases, you have to look at your finances and set your budget. Now, I'm a big fan of having a budget, timelines, what to do, when to do it, and all that good stuff. I try planning for everything in advance. Use this time period to fix your credit score. The higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate, and the better type of loan you can get. And the better type of loan you're going to be able to get. Also, save for your closing costs. One of the things I've seen, and it's a basic misconception, is that you'll see some agents or a lot of lenders, they're going to preach the zero down. When it comes to zero down, that means zero down payment. It does not mean zero closing costs. Those are two totally different things. You also may want to fix for any type of cosmetic fixes or those little DIY projects. Have a contractor come in and do a full remodel, whether it's your kitchen, your bathroom, or whatever the case is. Also, understand your debt to income ratio. When it comes to your debt to income ratio, the lower it is, the better off it is. Even though you get into it, some loans at 50% debt to income. However, the lower, the better. This will give you an idea of what you can afford and what you cannot afford, what ultimately will mean what area and what part of the valley you're going to live in. And also, have your budget ready to go, so when it comes closer to that time to start looking at homes, you already have your budget and you can pretty much already tell just off the asking price if you can afford it or not. As you're getting closer, if you haven't found an agent, which would be ideal, so you could build out long-term rapport with them, within about 6 months, definitely lock in and get a real estate agent. A local real estate agent and having a good relationship with him or her will be invaluable. They can tell you the ins and outs of the housing market. They'll be able to tell you the ins and outs of everything going on from start to finish. Pretty much your agent is going to be your go-to person for all things pertaining to real estate. And trust me, if they don't know, they know somebody that does. Also, find a good lender and one that knows your needs specifically. Not all lenders are created equal. When it comes to finding the right lender, they need to understand what is good for you. There are programs that do come out all the time. Some last a few months, some last a few years, and some of them, they're still in existence and they've been around for a very long time. So having that lender go to bat for you, understand what your needs are, what kind of a program you need to be in, and what your house payment is going to be will be a very valuable tool, and it's going to help you out when it comes time to put in the bid for the home. Now, as we're getting closer, 3 months out, you want to narrow down what your wants are and what your needs are. A want could be something like, having a zip line zipping across the backyard and you're jumping into the swimming pool. That's pretty much a want. A cool one, but still a want. A need. You need to have 2 or 3 bathrooms. So having an understanding between a want and a need is going to be very helpful when you're out there viewing homes. Start to narrow down the areas of where you ideally want to be. And of course, during this time period, at least 3 months out, you're going to narrow down exactly what you want in a house and where you want to be at. And all this is a process of elimination between you and the real estate agent. Getting closer at least 1 month prior. Everything else should already be taken care of. Having that good rapport with your agent, having that good rapport with your lender, understanding what your budget is, the area you want to be in, and the certain features for your ideal home. Now is the time to choose the right lender with the right program to meet your needs. Get that pre-approval letter. And when it comes to the pre-approval letter, there is going to be a lot of supporting documentation that they're going to be asking you for, even though it is a pre-approval. And one thing I tell my clients is if they're asking for that information, that is a good thing. And the reason being, and pretty much it is taking care of everything, and they're already doing their scenarios in-house to ensure the loan is going to pass underwriting and the deal is going to close. Also, once again, go over your budget. A lot could change between 1 year, 3 years, or however long you've been looking for. Understand what your budget is and understand as well your debt to income ratio. Now the time has finally arrived. You had your pre-approval letter and you start looking at homes. The home searching, going to various homes, could take between a couple days to 4 months. I've had some of my clients look a little bit longer. And you have to think about it. One, you don't want to settle, but at the same time, you have to look at the ideal home will eventually come up. And when you're looking at the home, there's really no such thing as a perfect home for a home buyer because obviously you're not living in it yet. So when you do look at homes, look past the cosmetics. A lot of the cosmetics could be easy DIY fixes, either for a couple hours in the evening time, a weekend project, or whatnot. So look beyond the cosmetics. Once you've been viewing the homes and it comes time to make the offer on the home you want to be in. Once you put the offer in, now it's coming time to do your own due diligence. You want to call the school districts to ensure the home you put that purchase on is in the right school district. Now, here is a big bonus tip for people looking to buy a home. If you're out in the neighborhood looking for a home, one of the things I cannot stress enough, if you call the sign for a home that is for sale, understand that seller's agent is looking after the interest of the home seller. That's it. They're not looking after your interests. So when you're out looking at homes, have a buyer's agent that's looking after your best interest. And you're having a real estate agent is going to help you navigate and looking after your interest before anything else. Now, once that offer is in and the offer is submitted, some things to really know that's going to help you out and give you that peace of mind. The first one, knowing what the homes are selling for and what they've already sold for and what they're listed for. You want to understand the comparable sales in that neighborhood. You want to look for what homes are currently on the market. How many days are they on the market for? And of course, what have they sold for recently? Know the HOA. Some HOAs are better than others. And also, when it comes to agent communication, it is important that you have an agent that understands the sales cycle and they're able to communicate with the other agent. Now, once the offer has been accepted, it could take anywhere between 30 to 60 days to get the keys. During that time period, they will start the title search. You will also confirm what's going to stay and what's going to go. Now, if it is stuff like furniture or other pieces for the house that the previous owner had, but you want them for some reason, that will come with a different bill of sale. Also, you will review the spuds with the real estate agent, and I'll post a video up there with it. You want to know any known damage that the home seller may already know about and they disclosed. What kind of flooding and drainage disclosures do you have to sign? What adjacent land areas are there and what are they zoned for and what are they going to be used for in the future? You'll get to know what utility companies are servicing your home. What is the common community and recreational areas close to your home? Are there any assurances of completion for any work or home improvements that have been done to the home? What are the local public services? What are the taxes for the home And are there any special assessments being issued out? Get to know the HOA and what the homeowners association allows and what they don't allow. Some areas, they allow for RVs to be parked in the front yard for a certain amount of time. Other ones, they are extremely strict when it comes to that. How hard is it to do any type of modifications to the home that you're ultimately looking for? So understanding what the HOA is and what their rules and guidelines already are will be an important move as well. And you can get that from your real estate agent. Next is the home inspection, the appraisals, and the loan processing. When it comes to the home inspection, something I stress to all of my clients is get a home inspection. If you have any concerns on something you're seeing on the spuds, you can bring it to the home inspector and tell them, hey, can you look and check this out? And trust me, I've had clients do that before. This will also be a time to bring other professionals out to the house to do their own inspection as well. Now, something I tell my clients or people thinking about moving to Arizona when the subject of termites come up, pretty much we already know it's not a matter if you get termites, it's a matter of when you get termites. That's just the kind of area we live in. An appraisal will be ordered and completed during this time period. And the final loan for all underwriting for everything to come together will start happening at this time. Also, during this time period, while you're waiting between the 30 to 60 days, do not open up any lines of credit. Don't do anything crazy when it comes to your credit. You want to keep everything going as smoothly as possible. Now, prior to the day of closing and on closing day, there are a couple things you need to do. Number one, schedule a time for the utilities to switch over to the new property. This will avoid any interruption, and it's just going from the previous homeowner's name to your name. Schedule the movers. Now, ideally, when it comes to the movers, you want to schedule this pretty much far in advance, right when the offer gets accepted and you're past the home inspection phase. Schedule the movers to go out there, the pods or whatever it is, get everything scheduled. Now, depending on your house and depending on your handiness, also during this time, you may want to think about having monthly services set up for the maintenance of your home. Two of the easy ones that come top of mind is for a landscaper to come out once a month, 2 times a month, or whatever the case is, or a pool person to come over and do all the pool maintenance. I mean, let's face it, especially during the summertime, I do not want to be dealing with my pool in 100-degree plus weather. And also have all your closing funds ready to go. Whether you're doing an electronic transfer or you're getting a certified check from the bank, have all funds ready to go for the closing date. Alrighty, everybody. Hope you found value in this video. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. If you want to schedule a time to chat, look in the video description below. I have a link to my Calendly event, and we'll schedule a time to talk. We'll see you soon.